Let's get back to Big Sexy, man. You were saying about this relationship thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't have no sense of desire for companionship whatsoever.
No, not at all. I feel like I'm Whoopi Goldberg. I remember I was watching The View one time, and she was like, she got married when she was 20-something years old and divorced and been single ever since. She loves her peace, her alone time, her own home, no noise. That's me. I am a person, I literally don't desire the noise. I'm not that person that need. And you know what, to be fair too, I was having this conversation with my older sister. She said, it's because you've never been in love. So you can't miss something that you never had. And she was like, so I can understand that because it's like a person that's never been rich. You can never really miss having millions of dollars because you never had it. So maybe to be fair, that's what it is. At 31, I have never been in love. So I'm not that person that's like, I need somebody to sleep with me at night. I don't desire
But you can always,
that.
I was about to say, you can always desire it. Like, we got so many people out here that want to be rich. They've never been rich.
For sure.
But because they was exposed to other people being rich, like, I want that.
Absolutely.
Right? So that's what I was wondering. And
You don't look at it and be
but
like,
I think,
ooh.
never. No.
Are you asexual?
I don't have baby desire either.
But are you asexual?
What you mean by that?
Like you have sex with only you, like just by yourself?
No. I nibble and I knackle, but I know why I'm here. So at the end of the night, it's for you to go. It's not for you to stay. Now, I've had little pieces that come and stay for a week, 2 weeks, but I'm just not that person. I think what happens is sometimes when I'm telling people that, they may think it's a lie because that's their end-all, be-all. I know some of my friends who literally live, breathe, sleep, desire a relationship. They don't feel complete as a person without one. That's not me. That's not my end-all, be-all. That's just not who I am. I might be a person that's like with 10 dogs in a mansion. And you have a lot of people that walk this earth and they're single at 60 years old and 70 years old, contrary to popular belief of what people may think, even the viewers. You have a lot of people out there who are happy. A not stressing them out. A woman is not stressing them out.
Yo, I was going to ask you, not to cut you off, because that's actually the conversation I wanted to go into. We wanted to start off with like, who you think is to blame for like this rift that we constantly see between men and women. But before we even get in there, right?
It's gonna be a good combo.
Do you think that we could exist like that and it would be better? Almost, right? Because I compare like why women hate men compared to like almost like black people hating white people, right? And if you haven't seen the take, it probably sound crazy, but if you see it, it'll make more sense. But for the sake of conversation, we'll skip that. I compare like women hating men to why black people hate white people. And some would say it probably would be better if we had our own environment. Like black stay with the black, white stay with the white, Chinese with the Chinese. You know what I'm saying? Like y'all have heard that before.
Like men with the men, women with the women?
So no, just like, not being married though. Like, get what you need.
And then go back to your...
And just go back to your habitat, I guess.
But some people feel
crazy.
like that is the being of life, to have somebody that understands them, loves them unconditionally. It's a union. They have camaraderie. They're in the situation you do, but you have some people that believe that is the meaningful purpose of life for them.
But we also, like you said, even relationships that has flourished, everybody say relationships are hard. So it's like, if it's hard, why the hell I want to be a part of it, right? Figuratively speaking or hypothetically speaking, that's what somebody would say. So I'm wondering, do y'all think the world would be a better space if more people were like Big Sexy?
I don't want to keep cutting y'all off, but I think too, when it comes down to a relationship, a lot of people are not in a good relationship because they're taking whatever. I think that before you go into a relationship, you need to be whole within yourself. I don't know why the people have this image of a relationship complete in who they are. It does not work like that. It's not a walking this earth that I've ever met in the 31 years that I've been alive as a human being in the United States of America that I will ever say I love more than my mother self.
For sure.
That's just me personally. But you do have some people out there that are in a relationship and they love their partner more than them. They love their spouse more than themselves. They desire and being in that situation more than they desire living, and it doesn't work like that.
But that's a bigger conversation.
If a lot of people really worked on themselves, you would have a lot of people that would be at peace by themselves.
But that's a bigger conversation, because even I say that about my daughter. I'm not loving nobody more than I love myself. That's just what I was taught. I can't. Because the moment I put somebody over me about my love, then I put my happiness in their hands as well. And I can't even do that with my children. So I have to, it's just like the plane where they say, when the thing fall down, put it on yourself first, and then put it on somebody else, even if you have an infant, right? So I have to love myself first. And I think that's huge. So, I mean, but go ahead. You was about to say something.
No, I mean, when you first said that, the thing that popped into my mind was freedom, right? Like the price of freedom. And it just sounds like you have done the work to live free. Where like a lot of people are bound to these ideas or these complexes of like, this is where I will find my happiness and things of that nature without doing that self-work, right? So like exactly what you said, you're never going to find, if you go into a relationship broken, two people broken, or one person is broken, there's always going to be that tension because you don't get to do that self-work and things of that nature. What you about to say?
Excuse my analogies. People say they be crazy, right? But when you said that, you was like, it sounded like you found, basically, you found a space to live free. And again, I go back to slavery, right? And like we always hear about, well, not just slavery, we always hear about our country. Our country was built on capitalism, right? And it reminds me of the meme of the man, again, I spoke about it before, chasing the money that's connected to his back until he falls into like his skeleton and falls into his grave. It's like we spend our entire life chasing money because we think it's gonna make us happy. But to your point, right? People do the same thing with love. We spend our whole life trying to find somebody that's gonna make us happy, and then we just die with all type of conditions because we wasn't happy. So it's like, is that really freedom, right? Because think about a person that doesn't live by the norms of the society. That's not really chasing money. They find that happiness in their self. They find that happiness in something other than what the world tells you need to be happy.
Yes.
Right? And I think about your point when it comes to relationships. It's like we're chasing this because that's what the world tells us we need to do.
Yes.
Right? Going back to the Bible, right? And I'm not trying to take nothing away from God or anything, but that's it. We was born with those dreams. Marry, get married, have children, right? And I'm like, damn, what if we still, I don't know, procreated, but we was in our own space. Again, this is just for conversation, but I'm just curious what y'all think about it. What?
No, I was just waiting for my turn.
Go, girl.
Go ahead, baby.
Let me say no, I'm playing. Okay, so your question initially was like, do you think that the world would be a better place if people were more like big sexy, where they like, I'm cool with being by myself, whatever. And I think the reason why a lot of relationships are not successful, I feel like, are because people aren't living honestly with themselves, and so they're not being able to be honest with their partners. And I think that that's the first step. Like the reality of it is, you enjoy your space, you enjoy your peace, all those things. If I could be able to have that honest conversation with somebody and say, I enjoy my space, I enjoy my peace, and aligning with somebody who also feels the same way, man, the way we can stay together for years with, we come into each other's space when we want to, and then when we need the space, we go, and nobody feels no type of way. But I do think that a lot of societal norms do come into play where, you know, it's like, oh, you're supposed to get married, you're supposed to have this, you're supposed to have that. I feel like the self-awareness of knowing who you are and knowing what brings value in your life. So I'll give myself for an example. For a couple months, my son was living with my sister. I struggled because a big part of me, and that's when I really felt like I wanted to be in a relationship. Like for a while, I wasn't really worried about a relationship. I always take care. I had my son, you know, full time all the time. Like I'm like overwhelmed, so it don't really matter. But when my son was gone, I didn't have a relationship. I felt like, and then also I have the flexibility in terms of not working a job per se. So it's like, all right, I wake up every day, I go to the gym. What am I doing? Like, you know, it felt like I needed a person, you know, I felt like, dang, who I'm cooking for, who I'm cleaning up after, who I'm, you know what I mean? And I enjoy those things though. You know what I mean? Like they don't bring me stress to do that. It actually feels good. So then it's like when I'm just doing it for me, sometimes it's just like, dang, I mean, of course I appreciate myself, but the reality of it is like, I'm just living day to day. And I'm cool. Like I'm not upset about it, but I did feel like I wanted somebody to do that for. So when my son was like, I'm ready to come back home, I was like, yes, because I need you here. And it's not even like I think that's just who I am as a person, but also I had my son young, so I've always been a mom.
Yes.
So I don't know anything outside of that. Cooking and cleaning up after somebody's always been my thing, and I've always found joy in it because, like you said, I'm not gonna live life miserable. Like I might struggle, but whatever, I'm happy. So that's how I felt. So I think you got to know yourself and know, you know, what brings you joy. And in that space, I think for someone like you who is like, I don't need that. I need peace and I need quiet and I need my space. And, you know, I think that there are plenty of people that are like that. And maybe you would align with somebody who feels the same way. And then it's like, oh, cool. But I don't think that us living separate is going to make it.
You don't
Doesn't fix
you don't
the
think that's
situation.
unhealthy though?
To what?
So like, basically, it seems like to live for your son? Because you like, in his absence, it almost made you feel like, what am I living for? And it's like, what happens if he, I don't know, he turns 18, 21, he wants to go, then you still have to do these things for yourself, then what?
I mean, well, that's the thing. I'm still doing it for myself. It wasn't like I stopped doing it for myself. It wasn't like I died off and was like, oh, no. It was just like, at that moment, I was like, dang, now I want my person. Because now I feel like I'm not a person that, I enjoy my space. I enjoy being alone, but I don't need to be alone. Like, it's not something where it's just like, I'm overwhelmed all the time. Like, even babies crying, stuff, like, none of that stuff bothers me. None of that bothers me for real. It's just like, you gonna be okay. Like,
and I'm such a Gemini because I always understand the duality in things.
Yeah.
And I'm a person that's I can understand the victim and the villain. I always get it. And I think that it's okay to need somebody.
yeah.
If that is who you are.
And it's not even a thing of like needing somebody. It was just more so like, I want to, like, I'm going to do these things anyway. And it's like, it would be nice to have somebody else here with me to enjoy
and
this,
it's okay.
to bask in this.
And even literally, even if you use the word need, if that is who you are as a person, that's okay.
Yeah.
I take issue when people try to make who you are who I am, because that's not me.
That's true.
But if that is who you are as a person, like my older sister, she desires a relationship. She desires a husband. She desires a family. That is okay.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful thing. I just don't. Especially at where I'm at in my life. Now, I don't know 15 years from now, 10 years from now even, 5 years from now. But as of literally like today at 31 years old, I don't desire that, not even a little bit.
Yeah.
Now, I don't desire children. I don't have baby fever. None of that. I love my freedom. I don't want to have to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning, take a child to school. I love children. They precious. They beautiful. I'm an uncle. I have nieces. I would literally give my life for them if I had to. But just where I'm at in my life, I don't want to wake up 6 o'clock. That doesn't bring me joy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it doesn't. I don't want to have to stop what I'm doing during the day to go and pick up a child from school. That's not bringing me happiness.
And let me
I don't
say-
want to stop my schedule. I don't want to do that.
For example, because it's so funny, when people do try to do things that aren't for them, it never works. Like I said, when my son went to go stay with my sister for a little bit, she was like, great, this will help me create a schedule for myself, because she's very much like you. And she's like, this will help me get, myself aligned. I'll do this, I'll do that. Y'all, when I tell y'all, after a month, she was like complaining. I was like, bro, I thought this was supposed to help you. She said, I need structure, I need alignment, I need this. I thought this was supposed to create structure for you. She's like, I'm not getting up taking him to school. He gonna figure it out. He gonna get on the bus. He gonna get. And I was like, bro, what?
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of work.
She was like, that ain't for me. I'm good.
No.
I was curious to know, how do we, because you said a great point of like, if that's what you need, then it's okay. How do we separate, like, how do we get to a point of growth though, right? Because we could feel away in a moment, but understand that it has to change. Like, we can accept ourselves, but still say, okay, this isn't good. But still be in a space of accepting and being okay with it, and being okay that I said before that I'm not the person that I want to be, right? The end goal of myself. But to be like, that's okay. I don't know, like, to need somebody.
And you know what's so crazy, Jay? I think, too, in certain instances, and the viewers may agree and they might not agree, I don't give a fuck. Some people may understand what I'm saying. A person who I can say I love more than myself is my mom. A person who was a gateway and a portal to bring me into this world. A nigga that I met last year, and we're married this year, I could never love you more than me. So I, in a sense, in that I may be contradicting myself, but I feel like in certain instances, a child that you brought into this world as your flesh and blood, I can see it being okay that you need them, in a sense. I can see it being okay that you brought them here to this motherfucker. So at the end of the day, that's your flesh and blood. I can see why a person may feel like that is a lifeline. But a motherfucking stranger, I don't know. It may not make sense to some people, but just for me, I don't see how a person could love another person who they just met 3 years ago more than they love themselves. Now, you talking about a child that literally is a woman that came out of your body, slept in your womb, a man that is your sperm, that is your egg, I can see that. But a motherfucker that I just met, I would never love them more than myself. My mom is a person who I would literally go in front of a gun and take a bullet for, the only person. Not no other person walking this earth, only her. So I guess in certain instances, it's like, it's okay.
Do you think, I'm gonna let you go, Alex, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Do you think risking your life for somebody is loving them more than you?
In a certain instance, yeah, because you literally, you want to put your life on the line. So I feel like, in a sense, yeah, I don't think it just stops there. But I think that if I'm willing to give my flesh and bones for you, that's definitely a sign of unconditional love. Because I don't think just an average person would be willing to do that.
Yeah, but
Like-
I don't think unconditional. It's a great point. I don't know. I'm not like.
So what's your
challenging.
definition? You tell me.
No, I mean, I think like me, because I would definitely probably risk my life for my family, but at the same time, I'm still going to be the person that I would risk my life in order to save them, but I wouldn't risk my life. I just wouldn't. I don't know. I just wouldn't risk my life for nothing. And what I mean by that is, I don't know, like my goals. When I see my life, my dreams, I would never stop chasing my dreams for nobody.
Oh, absolutely.
Not my
100%.
child, not my mother, nobody. You
But
know
if
what I'm
a
saying?
robber came in here and it was me and my mom, and we
Yeah.
had to choose one, she's the only person that I would say, take me. Don't harm her. I feel like that's where my unconditional, she's the only human being walking this earth
Yeah,
that
for
I would
sure.
say, take me over her.
She's
Don't
also
harm
probably
her.
the only human being who also would do the same in
Same for you.
return and
Exactly.
say, take me, don't harm him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't give a fuck how nobody long they've been married. Nah, not all situations, because you gonna have some people that say, no, I love my husband more than my mom.
Yeah.
And I get that for you, but that'll never, as long as I walk this earth, be me. Ain't no nigga could change me from talking to my mama. It's nothing that could go on that can happen. Like, you can see somebody in a relationship and they'll literally stop talking to their mom because of a situation that's going on with their mate. Or their mate did something to their mom and they stopped talking to their mom for 5. I would never do that for a random
Yo,
bitch
so-
that I just met. It would never happen like
Let
that.
me ask you this then.
She comes before anybody
Let
that
me-
I'll ever get in contact with.
You believe in God, right?
Yeah.
Damn. Do you think it's because... How can I... I'm just ask you, and you can just charge it to my brain, not my heart. Do you think maybe it's because you're living like an unconventional life, like love style? Maybe because like you can't, maybe, again, if we talk about from the Bible, right? It was Adam and Eve, right? So you love your wife. Once you get married, that's what they supposed to say. You take your wife come first, then your child, then your
For
mother,
sure.
right? Because you don't love in that conventional, for the people that listen, quote unquote conventional love style, maybe you could never love another man how a man loves his wife, because that's how, quote unquote, not how it's supposed to be.
But I don't think that you love in English and I love in Chinese. I think that's where a lot of people, especially in the black community, they get it fucked up at. It's the same type of love. You're just loving a woman, I'm just loving a man. So that unconditional love, that segment, it's the same. I'm not loving in European. I'm not loving in Gacanese or a different language. It's the same feeling. It's the same portal. It's the same unconditional love. But I would never love a friend, a human, nobody that I've ever met. If I was loving a woman, I would never put her before my motherfucking mama. That's just me. That's the person who brought me in this world. I sit and I watch mystery shows all motherfucking day. People be married for 30 years and they'll set you up for an insurance check. I watch it all day. I'm talking about files after files after files after files. And they show pictures of them loving on their wife at the wedding, cutting the cake, drinking the drink, on vacation, on a yacht. And 30 years later, she's murdered and gutted in her house because of her motherfucking husband. So for me, an individual who I met down at the motherfucking club and we happen to have a relationship, I'm never putting you before the woman who used her body as a portal to bring me to this world. It just, for me, that's just me. You may have some people that see it differently. My mother is gonna come before every human being I ever meet in this lifetime.
Not to bogart the conversation, right? But I'm just naturally inquisitive. Do you think it's because you're scared though?
Nah, I just,
Because what happens, I'm thinking like, you see how he like loves his mom, and I'm pretty sure all of us love our parents like that. But knowing that it could go wrong with somebody you do choose to put in front of the people you love the most. And I'm like, that's a scary sight.
That is
so that's why
scary.
I'm curious, like, damn, like, do you think you would never be in a relationship, but you don't want a relationship because you actually scared deep down inside that it could go left and it could hurt?
well, of course, because I'm human. So a lot of situations too, when I see other things go left with other people, and then of course too, I've been like a marriage counselor. I know this may sound crazy. I've never been in a relationship, but my friends will tell you I'm one of the people who give the best marriage advice because I'm logical as well, and I get both perspectives in that sense. However, of course, I'm human, so I have my reservations just like anybody else. But I just know the type of person that I am. I think that a lot of people may not understand because they're not a person that stands on business. But for me personally, it's not a human that I can ever meet in this world that I'm putting before my mom. If I was on a yacht with a man that I was deeply in love with and it was one life jacket, he has to go. That's just what, I could never watch my mother out there in the sharks in the water. That's just me. It would never happen that way. I don't give a fuck how nobody put it. I don't give a fuck if somebody was sitting here that was 80 years old and was wiser than me. I am never putting no fucking body that I just met before the person who sacrificed for me and has really shown, because that's one of the only people in my life. I don't know about everybody else. And so I'm fair enough to say everybody that may not have the relationship that I have with my mom. So some people say, no, my wife has been a better woman than my mama. I'll respect that. I'll give you that. But just for me personally in my life, I've not met one individual who has been more dedicated, unconditional love, sacrifice. I will be able to call her and say, hey, I got a $750,000 life insurance policy, God forbid anything was to happen to me, and I don't have to worry about nobody kicking my door and stabbing my fucking throat in order to get it. She would never do me like that, so I trust her. I would never have that feeling for nobody else.
When you first came out as gay, was she the only one that accepted it?
And you know what's so crazy? If I was to go and get married to a man, she probably wouldn't even show up to the wedding. Because she is a sanctified, Holy Ghost-filled, religious woman. But this is where the dynamic comes in about relationship. She never ostracized me for it.
Okay.
So there is like, she literally, if people knew me outside of the cameras, they would say he's been like this since he was literally 8 years old. I was wearing her fur jackets, her high heels, her bangles, her pocketbooks, and it probably made her cringe in the inside.
So
Still to this day.
that's her unconditional love that you recognize. You like, I know you hate it, but you
She
love
hates
me
it.
regardless.
But when I tell you in the same token, she loves it. Because she never, as a black gay man, I have seen so many black gay men homeless, selling their motherfucking body, sleeping outside. Because, and this is the sad part, they never even came out and said, I'm gay. They was just feminine. And their parents said, no, you got to get the fuck out.
Yeah.
I
mom said
never experienced
She's like,
that
you can
in
do
my
anything
life.
you want. If you ever be gay, you ain't living in my motherfucking house. I'm still gonna
Yeah.
love you, but you can't live here. She literally,
Lisa never did me like that.
Yeah.
And still, that's just what it is. And so people, when they see my personality online or in person, some people may think it's a facade, but if you genuinely know me, I've always been this way. They could call her and say, hey, because I'm delivered. I have come a long way. I'll be ready to take a desk and crack a bitch dead in their face with it. And when I say bitch, I'm talking about a man. I have come a long way because I've always been a flamboyant gay guy. So where I'm from, the only way you get respect from black men is you have to literally make them unconscious. You have to take your car and you have to do something dangerous to them, and then they'll give you respect. So that's the way I was raised. And they would call her and say, hey, Mr. Overton, he took the hot soup and poured it on somebody, and she never disciplined me in a way of making me feel like I did it because I was just being mean. She knew they was fucking with me. And so she made me into who I am, just being a confident person of just knowing who I am, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's where my love comes. That's my girl. I'm never putting
I love
a
that
nigga
for
before
you.
a motherfucking mama.
I
don't
love
see
that
how
for
people
you.
can do it. I'm just, what y'all think, audience? I don't know. It's just a good relationship that y'all have. Nobody has ever come before my mama.
I'll say this. I think that when it comes to relationships, right? Like you said, because I felt like I've had that relationship with my dad, right?
Got it.
And so I don't think I've ever been in a position where I've had to put a man over my dad. You know what I mean? And I think that anybody that loves you is like, it's one of them things where it's like, I would die for you, but you would never ask me to, type situation.
Ooh,
So
you
is
just give
that-
me a little chill.
So that's how I feel when it comes to that relationship with my parents, with anybody. Like, I want to be with somebody who I feel so compelled that I would do anything for, but you would never ask me to. Because you know, you got me and I got you. And so I don't think that I've ever been in a position where I've had to like say, oh, I will put you over this person. But I do feel like when it comes to the structure of marriage and the point of marriage, especially when it comes from women and men, it's like your father's supposed to hand you off to or hand you over. So with that, it becomes a level of like care that you're supposed to take on as the husband for the wife. And when and then it's like the same level of respect that I give to my father, I should be giving to my husband, if that makes sense.
Yes. Oh, it makes a perfect sense.
So that's how I see that. But I do feel like, but again, that's the conventional way, that's societal norms. So I feel like we are growing as a society so much that it's just like the way that we love, the way that we do things, everything is different than how it used to be.
Yeah.
And everything that used to apply, it doesn't really apply anymore. So I think it's really about whatever your morals are and whatever your values are. That's really, you got to find people who align with you and have the same morals and
Because I
values.
be looking outside and like I've seen men allow a woman who they just met to disrespect their motherfucking mama. I've seen men allow a woman that they only had sexual experience with allow her to
So
disrespect
how
their
you feel about
motherfucking
mamas disrespecting the
yeah,
women?
and see, it goes both ways. And I feel like as a man, your position is to make sure that it's peace in your household. Keeping your, because guess what? If you know me in real life, I'm going to put my mom in her place.
Okay.
100%. I'm the person that's going to give her my opinion. I'm the person that's going to put her in her place. I'm the person that's going to give her the real always. But it's nothing that the person who sacrificed their life for me, sacrificed their dreams, sacrificed their body. People don't even understand what women experience giving birth to children, the postpartum, opening up their legs to deliver a baby. It's nothing that my mother who sacrificed her life could have died on the table giving birth to me. It's nothing that she could ever do that I'm going to never deal with my mother again. It's nothing that she could ever do that I meet a man that I love in the next 3 years that I would literally ever put him over my motherfucking mama. Now, everybody is different. I see people do it every day. And again, respectfully, I do understand that there are different dynamics with people and their parents. But for me, in my house, the woman who raised me and loved me, I could never put that motherfucking woman in her place. I've seen a situation where it was a girl, she had her feet on this young man's mother's table. And the mother walked in and said, baby, take your feet off of my table. And she left her feet right there. And the guy said, hey, get your motherfucking feet off my mama's table. That's my energy. Don't play with my mama. My mother's before anybody. Period.
Not
That's
only
the
that,
person
get
who
out the
loves
house,
me
matter of fact.
unconditionally. That's the person who I know through thick and thin for real. A lot of these relationships, again, not all, but for the vast majority of what I see, I'm telling you, I watch these forensic files all day. They be married for 30 years, and then they're getting gutted for an insurance check. My mother ain't doing me like that. So I'm never putting nobody before my mama. That's
Do you
just
have a
what it
relationship
is.
with your dad?
Huh?
What about your dad?
Oh, the same way. That's my boy. Both of them. It's not happening for me. Never in this lifetime. As long as I walk this earth in the United States of America.
'Cause
I'm never putting nobody before my mom.
I was wondering how you was thinking when you was like, just with the unconventional loving situation, like would it be on the flip side with the dad relationship since, you date men? No.
Nah,
What about you?
I mean, would I put somebody with my mom's?
Yeah.
I mean, I do believe in the order, how it's written.
For example, that's a good question. Your mom gets sick. You and your wife just bought a house together. Are you putting your mom in hospice? Are you putting your mom with a caretaker, or is she coming to live with you?
If she gets sick,
Yeah.
and I got my own house,
But you're in a home with your wife, and your wife is not particularly feeling that. She don't want mama
my
moving
mom's
in.
probably coming. Yeah, my mom's coming for sure.
I'm not marrying nobody
But-
who wouldn't see it that way though.
Yeah, but I mean, what I will say though is,
They don't have a choice. People may think that's the Gemini narcissist in me. I'm not even asking. I don't have to ask you anything. Nothing I'm asking you. I'm not running it by you. I'm not.
I'm gonna run it by you for sure.
I'll run it by you in the sense of, oh, my mom is coming today and her stuff is already outside.
But
Come
that's
help
why I
me.
said I wouldn't even
That's
be
it.
with somebody who
That's all you
we
get
don't
from me.
align in that way, right? Because at the end of the day, we could talk about like maybe if I have an issue with my mom and I'm like we don't really get along well, so I don't really want to do that. They already know like whatever I need, they're aligned with me. I wouldn't be with somebody who don't align with me in that regard. Like if I sat here and I said I need my mom to move in, anybody that would say like no, that wouldn't be my person.
Oh, girl, you a gag. I see it every day. People be so
I
up here
would
in
gag,
the temple. They be so weak, and people be so dependent on their relationships, baby. And they'll sit there and let their mama rot over a motherfucking nigga. I see it every day. And as crazy as it may sound, I see it. I see it. And they'll say, oh, well, we got to just pull her. No, she coming. Come help me get her stuff out the car. Oh, well, when was you going to tell me? I'm telling you now.
check your phone.
Them the vibes, girl. I think that's why I never been in a relationship. And I think it's too because I like street niggas, and a lot of times street niggas like submissive sissies. I'm not a submissive girl.
So are you a mom boy? You know how they say boy moms?
Yes, I am.
You a mom boy?
Yes, and I'm very dominant in my energy. And I'm very I know I come feminine back, but that's another reason why nothing lasts, because I be ready for a nigga to go. You gotta go.
So let me ask you this question.
Who the fuck is you talking to?
Because this is good. Like that aspect of what you're saying. You said that you got to 31 years and now you feel, when did you realize that like, I don't need a person though? Like, was this something that you were always this way, or was it an experience that you went through? At what point was it like, okay, I don't necessarily need a person? And before you answer that question, it made me think of like the Bible. We're talking Bible, right? And everybody thinks that marriage or relationship is for everybody. But like there's verses in the Bible where Jesus literally says in Matthew 19, verse 12, it's like some people are born as eunuchs. Some have been made eunuchs by others, and some have chose not to marry for the sake of the kingdom of heaven, right? Let anyone accept this who can. So like he's actually recommended it. It's like, bro, if you don't need a person and you can walk this path and be righteous through his eyes and things of that nature, and fulfill your purpose this way and be alone, go for it. But if you have the desires and you know that you are going to fall into you're going to fall into sin, you're going to fall into lust and things of that nature, go be married. You know what I'm saying? But like literally he's saying, if you can live this life on your own and live righteous and walk righteous within righteousness, do it. So I just, for hearing you talk, I'm like, what was the determining factor? Because again, there are people that exist. You have nuns. You have people that have literally taken that path, monks.
Wow.
Where it's like, I choose to not marry because my purpose in life, whatever I feel like God is putting within my life is greater than
A relationship.
yes. You know what I'm saying? Or it just doesn't align with that purpose. Yeah. And that's okay. You know what I mean? We talk Bible a lot. Paul, all these apostles and things of that nature, some didn't marry, some did. But like for you in particular, as I was listening, I was like, at what point in your life was it like, this is just not for me right now?
You know what it is too? I think that in some people, when I tell people, they say like, oh, that's not fair to yourself. I think that a lot of people have scarred me in watching other experiences.
Oh, not your personal.
Not my personal self. I have been scarred like to the bone. Like I've seen a lot of good men and a lot of good women get done so dirty. And when I say a lot, I'm not just talking about 10. I'm not talking about 15. I'm talking about 30, 40. Like my mother and father are maybe the only happy couple that I've seen in my life. As far as like in my immediate circle, not in the world of what's being portrayed, but in my life of around me. And guess what? Even with them, I've seen at times they were not happy, but they had got so codependent with being with each other that they didn't leave. And I get it because guess what? Relationships, you have to work through things. But I've seen a lot of people genuinely not be happy in relationships, and they only stay because they're codependent on needing a person. I'm talking about like not happy at all, don't want to be there, and they're literally staying. And I'm not living like that. I'm not living like that at all.
Like, I ain't gonna lie, that's why like when he says it, I have so much to like rebut, but it's like, it's pointless. And I say it's pointless because like, that's real, right? Like it's been times where I felt like that. I'm pretty sure there's been times where people that's been married for years felt like that, and they might have gotten over it. But I'm pretty sure it was a time when they felt like that. We hear Michelle Obama talk about that, right? You're not going to like your husband all the time. And the first thing I thought about when you said it was like, we talk about how that's allowing the devil to win, right? It wasn't like you always felt like this. You had to see it, go through experiences, and then it made you feel like that. And we talk about how when you change what you want to do, or when you make a change because of somebody else, is allowing the devil to win. Right? Because that's not what you wanted to do all the time. But at the same time, we also hear sayings of, I forgot the saying, but like basically, I don't have to touch the stove. If you touch it, like a wise man learns from the, you know what I'm saying? A wise
experiences
man,
of others.
yeah, you get what I'm saying? So a wise man learns from the mistakes of others, right? So it's like, I'm stuck in the middle because on one side, it's like, yeah, you're allowing other people to make you change. But then on another side, it's like, well, I don't have to go through that because I learned through somebody else. So it's like, that's why I'm listening to you, and it's like,
and then not even just that. That was just one of the things, and then also too, I just genuinely love my peace. I do. That's just what it is. When I go home, I don't want to talk. I give enough of my energy out. I don't feel like being bothered. I don't need the conversation of, oh, I feel like you're a man. I don't want to hear it.
So let's go back to it then.
I don't care to hear none of that shit.
Since you're a woman, do you think you could live in a space where you get satisfaction from a man, but at the end of the day, you come back to your peace, to your space, and that's it? Do you think that could work?
Me as a person, I can't speak for everybody else. For me, no, because I'm an emotional fucker.
Got it.
It's like, what is that? I don't know the word for like, but like when I'm intimate with somebody, intimacy is to
in
me,
their
it's
skin.
more than just physical satisfaction. So a lot of times when I am intimate with somebody, I'm a pleaser. So it's like I'm doing this because I love you. So this is I want to cater to you. I want to make sure you feel good. You know, all the things. That's how I am intimate with somebody. So for me to do all of that and then not to be like, okay, you don't matter to me, and I just go my separate way.
Not matter, but like just go. Let's just say something simple as going back to your space at night, not living together.
No, because now I want to cuddle.
But what if
Yeah.
you can't cuddle? Let's say you cuddle 4 out of 7 days, right? Like, could that work for you? Just
So could we
Or
live
could it
like
be
could
a
we
space? Even
could
if
we
it's not
be?
four,
I
it
feel
could
like
be-
that's how relationships are before you move in together.
yeah, but then we move in together, and then we start to see what Big Sexy is saying, right? It don't you? I don't. One, I've never seen a married couple that didn't live together, right? Unless they lived together first and then broke up, right? But imagine if they did it like that forever, though.
There are some people who do that though.
Forever?
Yeah, they live separately, or at least they have like separate bedrooms. They may live in the same house just because financially it makes sense. Like, why would we keep living? But they have like separate bedrooms.
Could that work for you?
No.
Could that work for you?
Living, nah. Yeah, it could work for you.
I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't want that, right? But again, me trying to be this wise guy and learn from other people's mistakes, right? And even my own at this point, I would be open to trying it.
I think also it's just a matter of like, to what I was saying earlier is like giving yourself that opportunity to learn yourself, right? When we had the conversation of me saying that like I'm not ready to be a husband, the number one thing that I said as to why I'm not ready to be a husband is because I'm selfish. But also the reason why I'm selfish right now is because I have to be selfish right now to create those boundaries and learn how to establish those boundaries. I think some people along that path just recognize that like this is more peaceful than the latter. And it's like, and actually, I could actually walk down this path of being with myself. I've learned to love myself. I've learned to be in a place where the desires that I have and the yearning within my heart doesn't need to extend outside of myself in that way. You know what I'm saying? Because you could still show love and still be passionate and things of that nature by helping people. You say you're a helper. You know what I'm saying? You say you give a lot. So the way that your love is coming out and being expressed is just different from somebody else. To that point, though, I would say that for me personally in this season, I have to learn that boundary to love myself, to create these environments for myself, so that when I am in a situation, the same way that y'all are talking about, I would never put my dreams to the side for somebody else or something in that capacity. I would. You know what I'm saying? I had to learn that, like, if you do this, you're actually destroying the potential future that you can have with that person because you're not pursuing those dreams. You're not pursuing that stuff, and you're putting that second.
Me too.
But
I've done
I'm
that.
saying.
But let me, and well, it's funny that you say that because that's my next point, and it challenges both of y'all. I mean, isn't that the easiest thing to do?
What you mean?
Like you say, I'm not ready right now because of X, Y, and Z, right? Because I'm not in the space where I wouldn't put my dreams to the side for somebody else, right? But it's like that's easy to do because that's naturally who you are. To not be in a relationship because now it's like I get to when I say being free, it's not in the aspect of like having multiple women, right? But when I'm saying free now, like you'll be able to be free to being who you are. Because now you're not tied to somebody else. Then you don't have the burden of being a different version of yourself for somebody else. So it's easy to not be in a relationship.
Not really, bro, because I still have the desire. You know what I'm saying? I still had desire, the intimacy and things of that nature, but it's just like,
But you have sex though.
yeah.
So again, so even like, but that's what I'm saying for both of y'all. But like I'm just
Somebody, yeah.
we talk about like self-awareness. I'm aware that I ain't the perfect person, so I might talk this shit and I still fuck up. So it's not like you're not having sex. If you wasn't having sex and you working on this to be a better person so you could be in a relationship or be married, cool. You're still having your way. You're still doing what you want. You're still allowing yourself to naturally be you. Now, if you was worth standing, then I'd be like, that's intentional. But are you intentionally getting prepared to be married, I guess? Are you potentially, forget marriage, are you potentially preparing to be in a position to be the person that you want to be be able to love yourself and put your goals first before you put your wives first?
In this season,
Yeah.
I think so.
Do you think you love somebody, you don't want to love somebody else because it's easy? Because you say you love your peace. Again, I think that's the easy route to go. Like, I
Yeah.
want to be peaceful, so.
Yeah. Yeah.
He
For
said
sure.
easy like Sunday morning.
Oh, it's so, because it just be a lot, you know? And it'd be a lot with them relationships, man. You would take somebody out, we'll go to the movies, you would take them to dinner, you would take them on a vacation. Y'all will be good, and then it's still a text, we need to talk. Leave me the fuck alone.
I'm with you.
Leave me alone. It's
I'm with you.
Them relationships, even my parents that have been married 31 years, it's a lot.
So,
and I just don't care.
Oh.
It be a lot. You can't even say hello to somebody. It's
Yeah.
a problem. And so not all, and that's the thing too. I think a lot of people who are not complete within themselves get in relationships. And so I've been around a lot of product of relationships with people who are not secure within themselves, because there's a lot of good, healthy relationships out there, contrary to popular belief as well. And they're not just faking it for Instagram. They're not just faking it for Facebook. They're genuinely happy, and they have done the work. But it's just the ones that I've seen, it just be a lot, and I just don't have time for it.
Let me ask you this, though. How is your friendships, though?
Beautiful.
So okay, go ahead. What you about to
You
say?
don't think you could find somebody where it'd be easy?
You know what, too? Maybe I would have to, like, a lot of times, too, even though I'm not attracted to women, I'd be like, child, I maybe need a wife and some kids, because I think what happens with me, too, is I'm not a
This nigga is
submissive
wild.
guy. I think it's like, that's the traditional part of me. I'm very dominant in my energy. So I think that's what happens a lot of times, too, when I have certain, like, situations with guys. It don't work because, no, you cannot tell me what to do. No, I'm not following your lead.
I ask that because
I'm very dominant in my personality.
I'm in a space where, like, dating, like, my next relationship, I don't know. I'm just, like, that's what I've been talking to myself about. It might be more so what comes easy than what I desire. Like, that's the space I'm in. Because, like, it's, like, I think I talked about this, well, I might talk about it off camera, like, we have types. But sometimes our types isn't, like, what's really our type or what we want it to be,
What's
right? Like,
aligned?
sometimes our type isn't, like, healthy, right? Because, like, I come from an environment, and I naturally love somebody that comes from a similar environment. And if you put those two people together, you get chaos, right? So, like, I'm in a space of, like, intentionally trying to create space for things that might not look like my type or might not look like what I'm used to, because it comes easier. And if it comes easier, then maybe we can have a better relationship. Like, I'm in a space of, again, like we might be joking earlier, right? Like, of intentionally put myself in a position so it won't be confrontation, so it won't be arguments, right? Like, not saying it won't ever be arguments, but I'm trying to intentionally create space for that to exist in my life. Do you think that you could have that? Do any of y'all think that could? Because it's not
But
perfect,
wait,
but
what you were saying something too about friendship. You was about to ask a question, because I want to get on that too, but I just didn't want to get too deep in that and then not touch on what you were saying, because you said, how do I operate in my friendships? Is that correct?
No, because a lot of times, like, that companionship that you can look for or desire could come in different forms. Where, like, sometimes you think it's just like an intimate relationship with a partner, but I was asking you, like, what are your friendships like? Because that could be that. You know what I mean? That love that you have, that you want to pour out.
For sure.
It's like my friendships, my like people
It
around me,
fills
that
that void.
community.
Yeah, because
it
I'm in
fills
love
that.
with my friends.
So, but that's what I'm saying.
I know,
So,
it's not
like,
work. It's
I go
not too
fuck
much
off
work.
over here, and then I got my friends over here.
Oh, I'm in love. When I tell you, I am everything to them. And I'll take that. It's not a lot of work. I could go home. It's peaceful. I'm not your daddy. I'm not any of that. You handle that over there, and I'm good over here. So, yes.
That
my
reminds me,
friendships
somebody
are
told me that you can have
beautiful.
what is it called? Like something mate. What is it called? Soulmate.
soulmate as a friend, yeah.
Yeah, they was like, you can have
Yeah.
a friend soulmate.
Yeah,
And
you
funny,
can.
I think this is my soulmate.
For real?
Yeah, like
y'all
friends.
are so cute.
That, but
Do the
that
twins-
mean that's like, you really feel like that's a brotherhood friendship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a good thing. But you know what's so crazy? As Black people, we weren't taught those type of things, right? And a lot of times, we don't even understand that you can have a soulmate friend. Like, especially as a Black man,
Yeah, for
right?
sure.
Because the neighborhoods and the communities that we come from, they want to tie everything to being gay. They want to tie everything. They don't even understand. And that's why it's important, too, not to have even conversations with certain people, because a lot of people don't even have the reach to understand that you can really have that camaraderie with a friend. People don't understand that because we weren't taught that. So that's really a good thing that y'all had that type of brotherhood and you feel like that. That's really a good thing. And I have that, too, with other friends.
So that was the point that I was making, because, like, again, like you just said, or like you just said, it's not taught, right? So again, even biblically when we were talking about it, they moved in pairs. You know what I'm saying? Like, you had that Paul and was it Barabbas or whatever his name was. So you had that camaraderie. You had that again, the love is just different. It's not that it doesn't exist. The unconditional love, I think we put unconditional
Paul
love
was
in a
gay?
box. No.
I'm joking.
So stupid.
I'm fucking-
Do you feel like love can be conditional? Or is it supposed to be unconditional?
I think
I
there's
say
different
this
forms
before
of
you
love.
know my take on that.
What's your take?
He said
We should put some conditions
he
on this
thinks
motherfucker.
they should
My
be
love is
conditional.
conditional.
So
You think your love
I
is
think-
conditional?
Oh, it is conditional. It's conditional. When your love start affecting my life and how I'm moving, yeah, it's conditional.
But you still-
because
so-
I'm choosing me before anybody.
So in respect, you can still love somebody and choose yourself first.
Absolutely. So you putting it that way, that's where I'm at with it.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
you can still love somebody,
You
but
don't
you
get
love
to drive me
You
crazy.
can love yourself enough to know that this isn't good for me.
For sure.
Yeah.
So, but I say the same thing. I feel like my love, like I joke, but I'm like, nigga, God got conditions to his love.
Yeah.
To get in heaven is he got a certain set of things you got to do to get to heaven.
Absolutely.
So like, but
Yeah, but that doesn't mean that he doesn't love you.
yeah, I know. Now
And-
it's
and
a
I-
little bit of joking and
I
facetiousness.
get it. No, I know, but I'm just saying. I think for me, because I feel like for me, I'm one of the people that love unconditionally. Unfortunately, and I say unfortunately because it's not served me well. But you know, and I've had 2 therapists and a mentor tell me like, you love like God, and I feel like it's
Okay,
something.
agape love.
It's something to like be proud of, but at the same time, it's something that I struggle with being proud of because it's like if the rest of the world is living conditionally, I'm never gonna be reciprocated. So a part of it is like I have to hold back.
I don't.
You
But
gotta-
sister, you gotta put boundaries.
I was about to say you gotta
always.
Well, this is the thing. So I've been single for so long, and I feel like because I've been single for so long, I'm in the space where it's like when you start dating, the minute somebody fuck up, I'll be like, yeah, I'm good.
But
like
that's
so you
what-
know, I don't even get to the love no more. I haven't even
I was
gotten
gonna
there
say
in so long.
it's something to be proud of, but as much as you're proud of it, it's also something to protect.
Yeah.
Right. So and that's where the boundaries come in. So like you could be proud of it, be bold in it, right? But also protect it just as much as you're proud of it. Because a lot of times we have these superpowers and then we start adjusting for somebody that we think is worth adjusting for. Nobody's worth adjusting for.
Yeah.
Right? Because that's why I say I'm creating a space to love easy. Because now it's like again, we talk about this all the time. It's like you start liking somebody and now you put away the red flags. It's like, yeah, like I know but they could change. Or yeah, but maybe this is just that. No, it is exactly what it is.
Yeah.
When they show you who they are, believe them. And that don't mean that they're bad.
Facts.
That don't mean that they're bad. They just might not be for you, and that doesn't mean anything. We gotta move on, right? I know, but somebody was telling me like, it was like, they didn't want to talk because X, Y, and Z, and it's not your fault, right? And it's okay. And I'm like, no. I want you to own it. It is my fault. That don't mean I'm a bad person either. But like, don't say it's not, like when people say it's not you, it's me. No, it is you. We gotta normalize saying it's you. It ain't me, it's you. And just because it's you don't mean you're a bad person. Just because it's you don't mean that like you don't have good things about you, but you ain't for me. So no,
then
it
it's
ain't
not a
me.
you and it's not me. It's a us. We don't align.
It's you. We gotta own it because why else? If I'm gonna stop talking to somebody, right? Why else would I stop talking to them? Because it's something that they doing that I don't like.
Yeah,
It's
but
you.
it's you for me, not you. Because when you say it's you, that is saying that you have a problem. It's something about you that you need to change, or
guess
you
what?
need to fix, or you need to work on. When technically they may not have to, because it might work for them. It just don't work for me.
But yeah, or you don't have to change it. But it ain't for me. So it ain't. So for me saying
We
like
saying the same thing.
it ain't you, it's me. It's you. It's your,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
your ass. It ain't me, nigga. Like,
Yeah.
but it's okay. Be that person. Just for somebody else.
Yeah.
Yo,
So if they could be that for somebody else, then the issue in the equation is you.
all right, it's us.